The chivalrous Bretonnia or the mighty Empire? The French knights or German tanks? Which human faction is superior? To answer this question, I invited 6 of my friends for a massive 3 vs 3 Warhammer multiplayer campaign. As you might know, across the Warhammer world, there are 3 major human capital cities: Couronne, Altdorf, and Sartosa. So to not make this campaign take 200 years to finish, we decided on a custom winning condition. If, by the end of any turn, one of the teams have control of all 3 cities, they win. Simple. When the time came to pick which side I would play for, well, I took a look at both nations and almost instantly realized I hate Bretonnians. They suck. All that they have to offer are starving peasants and stinking horses who speak French. So obviously, I joined the Empire! My teammates had already decided to play as Emperor Karl Franz and Elspeth, so the only options I was left to play as were a bald dude whose name I don't even remember, or the Supreme Patriarch himself, Balthazar Gelt. Just come on, look at this guy, of course I went with him. Once the game started, I instantly had a tiny little problem. You see, while all the other players had their starting locations, you know, in the old world, where all the victory conditions are located, my Golden Order faction started in China. However, this was not too big of a problem, because when I would destroy my starting enemy, I'll be given an option to sell away all of my cities in Cathay and get teleported back to the Empire. But that meant that my allies will have to survive at least the first 15 turns without me. Both teams, the Empire and the Bretonnia, started with 1 victory point under their control. This meant that whichever side got a hold of neutral Sartosa will have a huge advantage in this war. So while I was migrating and Karl Franz was busy building up and defending our capital, Elspeth was really the only one on our side who could potentially start making her way down south and capture Sartosa for us, before the Bretonnians take it and heavily reinforce the entire region. However, this was super risky, since if she failed, that meant that Karl Franz would be left all by himself to defend our capital. But with little time on our hands, we had to make a decision quickly.
Yo, I think Mao's gonna rush Sartosa early on.
Yeah, probably.
I could go contested, but I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, fuck it, go for it. And the decision had been made. We will take the gamble. But this early, the Bretonnians won't be ready to attack our mainland. So, we sent Elspeth with all of her 2 armies to go full speed to capture Sartosa. Our forces moved quickly, but the path was dangerous, since the Southern Mountain Pass was surrounded by factions that didn't particularly like us. You know, like the Greenskins, Dwarfs, and Wood Elves. If any one of them would declare war on us at this very moment and attack Elspeth, our positions will be given out to the Bretonnians. And even worse, the armies that we sent could be wiped out and our plans completely ruined. But nonetheless, we still went forward. After all, fortune favors the bold. And with this maneuver, we will take Bretonnians completely off guard and be 1 step closer to the inevitable Empire victor! So that happened. Turns out, the Bretonnians also had a similar idea. They ordered their Lyonesse faction to abandon their starting province and sail straight for Sartosa, taking it in just 8 short turns. But still, we were convinced that we had an element of surprise and Bretonnians won't be expecting our attack to happen this soon. The decision was once again made that Elspeth and her 2 armies will continue to advance forward and fight for Sartosa. During the next 2 turns, I finally finished my starting enemy and got that long-awaited option to give away all of my cities in Cathay to Zhao Ming in return for 25,000 gold and a quick teleport to the old world.
I think I am safe until Farbus gets here.
Oh, that's what.
Oh, he just got TP'd.
He
He just got TP'd. Oh! He got TP'd right next to me.
Yeah, but that's his only army.
Ooh.
Nah, I doubt he can beat your army. Like, if you're defending...
My army's not there. My army is...
I mean, your garrison. You have a pretty strong garrison, I'm not gonna...
So here I was, in the very north of the Empire, with my main army and an extra lord, scaring the living shit out of Bretonnians. Now, in reality, at this point, I was not nearly strong enough to siege Couronne by myself. I mean, just look at that garrison! Oof. I first needed a base of operations where I could settle in. So I set my eyes on Marienburg, a city which was close enough for me to receive aid from my allies and threaten the enemy's team capital directly. It was also a good thing that since the moment they saw me, the Bretonnians were expecting for our attack to happen in the north.
It's Waffles! Wait,
What?
Waffles here!
Where?
He's at Miragliano.
Oh shit, no. Oh, bro, leave that place right now.
Leave?
Our gamble paid off. Elspeth had successfully crossed the southern mountain pass without being noticed and captured the city of Miragliano just seconds before our pants could take it. But still, even though we caught the enemy team completely off guard, we had no time to spare. We had to take Certosa as soon as possible, before the other Bretonnian kingdoms could come and help defend it. So Elspeth took all of her forces and attacked Riffraffa, a small village where Apans was gathering her armies. The war between the Empire and the Bretonnia had officially begun. In this first battle, neither faction had a clear advantage in unit numbers, but the composition of both faction armies were totally different. We had mostly spearmen and range units, with a couple of cannons. Meanwhile, the Bretonnians had a bunch of knight cavalry units with some peasant infantry as support. Fearing that their massive cavalry would outflank us, we decided to take up a defensive position on the hill in front of us, where our spearmen could hold the flanks against the cavalry charges until the rest of our army could arrive to the scene. Opposite of us, the Bretonnians did not exactly plan to just sit and wait for our forces to safely group up. So they deployed their initial first army into two groups and quickly marched to encircle us from both sides and destroy our army. The cavalry group from the east charged at our weaker swordsman formations at full speed and broke through it with ease. But in quick timing, we managed to cast a net spell that stunned their cavalry in one place just seconds before they could reach our riflemen. Then on those stuck cavalry units, we opened fire with every of our riflemen we had and delivered heavy damage to the knights. But that was not enough. The enemy cavalry continued to make cycle charges, with more of them coming in from the western side. At this point, the only good thing we had going for us was that our second full spearman army was already arriving to the scene. But the infantry was just too slow compared to the cavalry units, and with good micro, the Bretonnians managed to constantly strip through our half-open flanks and enter our center, where they continued to harass and kill our valuable range units. It was almost as if we were playing a game of tag with our spearmen and their knights. The moment we would get close to any cavalry unit, they would just run away, and another one would hit us right in the back. At times, even when we managed to brace for charges with our spearmen, the cavalry would just still send our boys flying away. Even though our infantry was technically considered anti-cavalry, they were still only basic tier 1 unit, and it really showed.
I caught their artillery, I caught some of their gunmen. I think so far it's actually going really well.
I think we stabilized the situation.
And somehow my Hellstorm is still alive. Yo, wait, look, they're blobbing up.
Holy shit! Nah, we still got this. With our single remaining half HP Hellstorm rocket, we started blasting their peasant front lines. And in just a matter of seconds, their casualties started to rapidly rise up. With their footman formations broken, they started to retreat back to the forest for shelter. However, they still had a couple of hidden cavalry units from the forest behind us, and they sent it in to distract us.
I have so much in the back line ready to go. The issue is, he's defending like a box.
Bro, everything's gonna get nuked.
Okay, we have to make a move.
Oh
maybe.
my god.
I'm making a move. I'm attacking.
I tried to quickly plug in the gaps in our formation with a few spare units I had and a light wizard, but it was too late. The Bretonnian cavalry, with careful maneuvering, made their way into our inner circle and destroyed our only remaining artillery. At least we surrounded and fully destroyed the two knight units, but we still had more. The cycle charges continued into our back lines, and there was little we can do but hope that our lords and spearmen will be enough to win. In the midst of chaos, they left their hero Henry Le Massif in the open. We quickly used a light wizard to net him in place, and with remaining gunners we had, we managed to shoot him down, changing the balance of power back again slightly in our favor. But with artillery gone, their peasant footmen came back from hiding and started marching upon us again. To counter this, we sent Elspeth to use her remaining winds of magic to cast some spells upon the approaching army, at least to try to soften them up a bit. And even our spearmen starting to catch some of the cavalry of God. And yet, they still had more knights, and the full HP Rapans, who managed to encircle our Elspeth, and were even close to killing her. Luckily, with some counter charges, we managed to get our main lord out. We tried to regroup all that we had left, to face the enemy front line head on and gamble that our infantry could at least kill theirs. Except, they didn't fucking let us! Cause they kept charging the fucking horses into our backlines, and each time they killed hundreds of our men. In the end, our main lord got surrounded and killed. The winners of the first battle were the Bretonnians. During the next turn, they attacked Miragliano and took the city with little casualties. Now, the south completely belonged to the Bretonnian faction. And as if nothing could get any worse for us, Karl Franz, a member of our team, had to dip from the campaign, leaving only 2 of us on the Empire team. Me, the homeless Balthazar, and a wounded Elspeth to fight the growing Bretonnian faction. So, what's the plan, Waffles?
I don't know, it's looking pretty rough. I think I'm just gonna hunker down at Altdorf, just stall out for my steam tanks.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go take Sylvania. It's probably the best place right now to build up my economy. Before our teammate, Karl Franz, dipped, he quickly transferred all of his cities to Elspeth, including our victory point, the city of Altdorf. In the next couple of turns, I managed to reach Sylvania and take Castle Drakenhof for myself. Finally, I had a proper place to settle in and build my economy. From this point, the next 15 turns were surprisingly peaceful. The Bretonnians decided that before attacking our heartland, they will first eliminate all AI enemy factions bordering them. Since then, they would no longer need to always keep a few armies in reserve to just defend their money-making villages from getting roundly sacked or raided by AI, thus allowing them in the near future to just fully focus on attacking us and winning the game. Meanwhile, I conquered the entirety of Sylvania region, and Elspeth rebuilt her army and prepared to defend Altdorf for the upcoming storm.
Yo, dude, I see them. Look at Manfort, and the Enchantress is there.
Oh no. Fuck. Do you think you can hold Helmgard?
Against just her, yeah. But Sigmar knows where Leon's hiding. Hey, I think I'm cooked.
What? Why? Oh shit! How is Leon level 30 already? What the fuck?
Dude, his army is full of questing knights and legendary heroes. Fucking help, please.
Bro, okay. Retreat back and hold Altdorf. I'm marching as fast as possible to you. Sigmar, help us. With Leon coming from the north with an insane army, Elspeth had to abandon the gates of Helmgard to the Enchantress and retreat back to Altdorf. But unfortunately for us, Leon's army managed to catch retreating Elspeth. And so, the first battle on the Empire's soil began. Knowing that the enemy's force is fully mobile cavalry, we placed our troops in a defensive square formation similar to last time. Just now, instead of our old spearmen, we had a more elite unit, halberdiers, who are specifically meant to counter cavalry charge attacks. As soon as the battle began, the Bretonnian main lord foolishly flew straight at us. Seeing this reckless attack, we immediately casted a net spell and then fired everything we had at him, even Elspeth's powerful dragon beam.
That did absolutely fucking nothing, holy.
But all of that just barely managed to scratch him. Then, the ranged units in our middle got bombed by lightning spells, and moments later, the entire army was quickly getting annihilated. Seeing that this battle is hopeless, we took Elspeth and withdrew her out of battle before she got killed. Surprisingly, we didn't lose too many units in that battle, since a lot of them just routed, and during the end turn, most of them will be full health. However, the Bretonnians did capture Ubersreich, the last village before our main capital.
Yeah, I think this might be GG's.
No, we still got it. I will be near you in like 2 turns.
Sure, let's hope you make it in time.
At the start of the next turn, the race to reach our capital first began. The Bretonnians moved all 3 of their armies as close to Altdorf as they could. Meanwhile, I entered an ambush stance, which reduced my moon speed but made my army hidden from the enemy. Now, next turn, I will have to reach Elspeth first or lose the game. Before pressing end turn, I said a prayer to Sigmar, and then sat through the longest and the most painful waiting screen ever. The moment the turn began, my army automatically left the ambush stance, and now were visible to everyone. But before the Bretonnians could even react to my moves, I instantly sprinted towards Altdorf. The Bretonnians, seeing me arrive first, decided to just wait and globally recruit more units before continue to attack us. At the beginning of the next round, I used Balthazar's Colleges of Magic feature to cast some buffs to help us in the upcoming battle. It was now or never. We had to make a stand here in the fields of Altdorf. And so, we marched to kick the Bretonnians out of our lands. But before our armies clashed, something very unexpected happened.
I go parley. Meet in the middle, please.
Oh, meet in the middle?
Yeah, meet in the middle. Don't attack.
Hey, yeah.
Wait. Pause the.
What the
Not attack. Not
What
attack.
kind
Not
of
attack. Not
parlay?
attack.
What kind of
Don't
parley?
attack.
What kind of parlay is this?
He misunderstood. Wait, get your gunmen out of the. Ah!
What is happening, bro?
What is this?
Okay, I guess we fight.
My few skirmishing pistol cavalry units were quite a nuisance, just constantly harassing their knights. So to quickly destroy them, they sent Leon to do the job. But this was exactly what we were waiting for. The moment Leon landed to attack our troops, me and Elspeth both started casting all of our debuffs and offensive spells on him, reducing his armor more than half and dealing massive damage, reducing Leon to half HP in seconds, eventually killing him and finally proving the Bretonnians that their king is not invincible. However, they still had their massive knight army in the back, and with their lord dead, they just charged everything at us and the bloodbath began. In the end, both Balthazar and Elspeth got killed, and we ended up losing the battle. But both sides suffered immense casualties, to the point where Bretonnians had to retreat back to rebuild their forces. Now normally, when a legendary lord dies, they get wounded for 5 turns. But Vlad Vorkeinstein's defeat rate makes any lord come back from the dead only after 1 turn, which I got on Balthazar back then when I conquered Sylvania. So this meant, if my army never gets fully wiped out, I will be able to keep bringing him back from the dead over and over again, making him the undying menace of the Empire. During the next turns, to not let Bretonnians rest, I sent Balthazar Gelt to retake the lost Empire lands. I had decent success at first, but at the gates of Helmgard, I got stopped and killed off. Even under my harassment, the Bretonnians were rebuilding their armies way faster than we anticipated, to the point where Leon was already coming back to the front lines with a full army. So I had to respawn my lord back in Sylvania to recruit the strongest army I could. It seemed the last battle of Altdorf was just a warm-up, and soon we found ourselves back at it again, with both sides bringing double the amount of armies and better units than before for the biggest battle ever! Okay, I think we just hold the corner while we shoot at them.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Oh no! Look at the amount of horses!
It's fine, dude. Like, my halberds have the expert charge defense. Wait, oh, holy fuck, why are there so many of them?
How will they deal with all of us coming from everywhere?
We got this.
Yo, we fucking got this. We actually got this.
I think it's safe to say that we only realized how fucked we were only when we saw our enemies in person. Seeing that their left flank was weaker, we sent all of our heroes and lords to quickly take out Alberic. With Alberic routed, the real threat, Leon, was flying towards our heroes to avenge him. Meanwhile, the entire Bretonnian left side and center made the daring charge into our formations. Still, we had a good defense, made of 3-layer thick halberd frontline. But unfortunately, before us stood 3 kingdoms, 4 legendary lords, 4 full knight armies. What we were about to face was the biggest Bretonnian cavalry charge in history. Under heavy cannon fire, the Grail Knights rode forward into the jaws of death, where the spear broke and sword shattered, where the brave man fought and died. Upon impact, the mighty cavalry broke through the first defensive line. But still, our second line held its ground and stabilized the situation. However, because of our 3-layer defense, the Bretonnians cleverly decided to just focus their forces on pushing our center. With the arrival of more knights, even the second line started to break. Then suddenly, a small concentrated group of Rappan's questing knights managed to carve out a direct path to our artillery, and our cannons got swiftly overrun. Fortunately, Elspeth had successfully escaped being attacked by enemy heroes, and now arrived to support the front lines with some spells. And Balthazar, well, he was still being chased by Leon and his groupies. But at least I was still able with him to cast some AoE damage spells on the grouped up knights, getting hundreds of kills in the process. At this point, it was pure slaughter. Both sides were killing a lot of soldiers by dropping spells on each other unit blobs. Yet, we still had a trump card. A fleet of Empire's land ships. Just kidding, we didn't do shit. And our remaining soldiers routed.
I didn't. Oh, I lost 2 units. That's fine. Okay.
I lost none.
Oh my god. So we can basically counterattack again. Shit, they didn't lose any units either. Wait, this was actually kind of still even though we won.
Oh no, I did lose some. I lost.
Actually, I
3
lost
units, but that's fine.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. I lost 4. Oh, that's
lost
more than I
2.
thought. I thought I only lost 2.
That's right, even though the Bretonnians were winning every single major battle, all their victories so far were horrific, with a lot of casualties on both sides. And since we were fighting in the Empire's lands, we could simply out-replenish our armies back to full strength quicker.
Because we could wait 1 more turn and then units would only make it to half HP, really. They have a tank. They have a steam tank now. The Emperor's Wrath, did they have that before?
I don't think so.
My
The
god, they're
Emperor's
getting
Wrath.
stronger as we speak. And 3 of their armies are back to full 20s. This is gonna be rough. This might just be continuous fights until one of us makes an obvious victory.
And so, the slow trench warfare near Altdorf had started. Until someone gets a decisive victory, all of our main armies will be stuck here. With some luck, a few turns prior, I managed to confederate Boris Todbringer, a small empire faction to the north. To be honest, the only real valuable thing that I got from this confederation was the city of Marienburg and Boris's shitty ragtag army, which was time to put to use. I knew that eventually, if I don't weaken them economically, the Bretonnians will definitely break the stalemate and win the game. So now, everything depended on Boris and his Suicide Squad to turn the tides of war in our favor. The first target was Fort Bergbris, which I managed to capture first before the enemy's reinforcements could reach it. At the same time, Bretonnians started another attack on the main front. However, this time, I had a special surprise for Leon, a cannon which was designed by the Empire's greatest engineers and smiths, specifically made to destroy single targets. With almost 3000 damage per shot, this baby could blow a mountain in half. And the moment Leon got close, I fired the mighty laser of destruction and it literally did 80 damage! Just who the hell is that man? Once again, the Bretonnians won another bloody victory and slowly pushed forward. Our forces were still intact but disorganized and split apart. So, to keep the momentum, Leon led the next attack on Elspeth's forces and finished her off. Meanwhile, the mighty Boris finally entered the Bretonnian lands, raising a small town and capturing Castle Bastogne. The guerrilla warfare was working and boosting our morale back home. Every single one of her cities and villages made a lot of gold, so each loss meant more problems with her upkeep and replenishment of her expensive knights. Inspired by these guerrilla attacks, Elspeth started recruiting a new offensive army near Marienburg. To distract and slow down Bretonnian advance, I took Balthazar and sacrificed him to attack Leon, damaging his army even more and forcing him to move back to heal himself. Back in the west, Boris continued to cause chaos in the enemy's heartland.
Yes, moving now. And go attack. Ooh! Mother.
Ooh.
There's no way. He's running away. Wait, he has enough movement to take... Wait, did you attack? No. Why you siege? Oh my god, he's gonna take Aqua. Fucking bastard! Oh!
Yeah. Shit. No, I think you can.
Why-
You have to chase. I'll take Castle Bastogne.
In the following turns, he sacked another town and captured the rich port city of Bordelot.
He's going up there.
Bitch! Oh my god. And his army's actually kind of tough here now. Because it's mainly fucking regiments. Oh.
You want Albrecht to come and kill him real quick. Lads, tell me. We have. I don't.
Now, my man Boris became such a nuisance that Bretonnians had to completely pause the assault on Altdorf and redirect a lot of their armies from the front lines just to stop him. Seizing this moment of chaos, my ally Elspeth marched her new army directly to the main enemy's capital, Couronne, and besieged it.
And there's
Losing
another army
money.
coming. There's another army coming. They're gonna start blitzkrieging our whole shit.
Oh my.
He's going for
It's
Couronne.
going
He's
for
going for Couronne.
Couronne! And it has tier 5 units. Marius is walking backwards. Because he knows he can't beat that shit.
Do you want Albrecht to deal with him?
But Albrecht's nowhere near.
I mean, I could get up to here with
Albrecht is
movement.
nowhere near.
I have movement speed. I can get up to there, and then he can't really get Castle Altdorf because he doesn't have any more movement. Tell
Oh
me, lads. You
my
have to
God.
tell me, lads.
I don't
There's for the
know.
time. I'm waiting for you, lads. I'm waiting. I'm wasting my turn waiting.
In the end, the siege of Couronne was a failure for us. That place was just too well defended. But at least, that attack did send a message to the Bretonnians that our capital is not the only one in danger. Boris also faced his first real challenge. 2 strong enemy armies had besieged them in Bordeaux. Not wanting to wait and starve, I took my chances and sallied out to meet them. But the hordes of knights were too much, and Boris took his first defeat. However, since I sallied out, I could still sail out of the city, surviving the capture, albeit with barely any soldiers.
So he's
By
definitely
the way,
he's definitely dead, yeah? Because I'll take the money if that's the case.
I think he should be.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's okay. What? He's
He's the thing. Bro.
no way.
To be fair,
Oh my god, no. No, he's gonna go to other shit now.
Boris is still alive.
You need to oof.
Oh,
But he doesn't have enough to take your
Yeah, he
garrison,
can't.
does he?
He can't.
No, he doesn't.
The only thing you shouldn't do in this game is underestimate Boris.
He only has what he had last time. He didn't get anything else, right?
yeah. Is this wait?
Yeah, fine. I think fine. Yeah, fine. You win that shit. We win that shit.
your team.
We win that shit. Yeah, we do win that shit.
Boris, since he had a sword, which grants him regeneration, he managed to pull off an incredible victory, almost on his own, and captured the town. Seeing even more approaching armies coming for Boris, I tried to escape. But unfortunately, my luck had finally run out at the coast of Bilbao.
Okay, we have to, with Lue, I'm gonna have to catch him really fast. But, oh fuck, he's gonna run. I hope someone gets an action so I can take shit off of, March. This is gonna be close. Someone better get an action. Someone better get an action. Okay, nice, he got an action. I'm so ready, I'm spam clicking. Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
And he's in March stance. Oh my
Nice.
god.
It's over for him.
I can cry.
Ah.
Oh my god, that is so good. I'm gonna basically disband half this army now.
Boris's guerrilla force was finally destroyed. In the next turns, Bretonnians, with their main armies, attacked Marienburg and captured it, making it their new base of operation, where they will gather forces for the next attack. However, we did not plan to wait and get stuck in another trench warfare near Altdorf. So Elspeth's main army had already been sneakily sent out to repeat her attack through the southern mountain pass and capture Sartosa.
There is no.
Oh my god!
What?
What? moved last-
Sartosa.
They moved, right? They moved at last moment.
Morigalliano.
Yo.
Oh my god.
I thought you have to move that army.
Oh
Whatever
my
it is,
God.
it has to support Miragliano.
Morigalliano.
With an easy victory, Miragliano was once again in the hands of the Empire.
Sartosa cannot fall. We may have lost the battle, but the war is still going. Oh wow, they lost nothing, huh?
Do I march my second army to Sartosa, or should I stand by Morigliano?
Go to Sartosa, defend Sartosa. You can't fight Elspeth. And Atomic move that peasant army back.
The weakened and exhausted Bretonnians were no longer able to fight for our capital. So they gave up on the offensive and instead recalled their forces to defend their lands for the upcoming Empire's counterattack. The long battle for Altdorf was over. The battle for Sartosa was about to begin. In our counterattack, I made the first move by sieging Helmgart, where Enchantress was garrisoning. Even though I was outnumbered 2-1, it didn't matter. Balthazar was now the strongest mage in the world, and the Enchantress was no match for him. Then, in the same turn, Elspeth finally reached Sartosa and besieged it. This city now was even more important than before, because not only was it a victory point, but also the last proper city of Rapans, where she could recruit her units. Now in this battle, the Bretonnians probably made their biggest tactical fumble in this war. They positioned all of their elite cavalry outside the city in the forest, since they thought that they could charge and trample our infantry once we start moving. Except all we did was send Elspeth alone to harass their defending peasants with magic. Once most of their infantry was gone, I sent a few of our units to capture the victory points and the city surrendered, making us win the battle with almost 0 losses. Their entire cavalry in the end just stood and watched as their city fell. Cowards.
Nah, man, it's not over. Come, you need to migrate.
It's over, bro.
It's-
It's over.
It's
bro.
not, it's not over. You're migrating. It's gonna be so fun. It's fine. It's fine. You have Rapans, yeah? Rapans comes here. She's taking. Look, you see Gorosel? You take
Gorosel?
above Marienburg. You take Gorosel, then Atomic can give you Marienburg. Marienburg and Gorosel is your new province. Okay. Rapans was born for Bretonnia anyways, not for some Sartosa pirate ran
Could you
scummery.
Sigmar had truly blessed us. It seemed we had finally changed the tides of war completely in our favor. With Balthazar, I continued to push into their lands, taking one settlement after another. With us pushing our armies towards Couronne, the Bretonnian faction was completely in shambles. The only real threat remaining was Leon.
I'm 2 turns away from Altdorf. Fuck it. They don't have anything to defend. They have a level 12. Well, they have a level 12. They have like 2 armies. They have 2 armies plus garrison. But they're not as close to Couronne as I am to Altdorf. I fucking make it before them. Fuck this shit. I make it before them. Leon will fucking make it. I'm gonna take Altdorf. If it fucking costs me my life, I'm gonna take Altdorf.
The last hope of Bretonnians, the monster Leon Leoncoeur, marched towards Altdorf. Once he was a few turns away from our capital, Elspeth activated her special ability, allowing her main army to get teleported from Sartosa directly to her capital. Thinking that Leon ran away, I moved forward one of my defending armies to track him. It was a trap. The madman, instead of running away to defend his home, ambushed me. I knew that my army here was done for, so my only real objective here was to do as much damage as possible. With a taste of this small victory, Leon's eyes turned red, and he charged straight for Elspeth. All the bravest knights of Bretonnia aided Leon in his final assault, but at this point we had probably mobilized half the Empire's population, and our large hordes of infantry were swarming and slowly overwhelming their mighty cavalry. Then Elspeth managed to assassinate their mage. Our victory was practically guaranteed, since now they didn't have any good way of killing our massive unit blobs. The last man seen fighting on Bretonnian side was Leon, who was fighting the Empire's entire force till the very end. During the following turns, I moved south and completely finished off the Enchantress, retaking Sartosa from her, which she managed to capture before dying. At the same time, Elspeth razed all of the Bretonnian cities except the final capital, Couronne, where Leon and homeless Rapans were preparing to make their final stand. Once our main armies gathered, we attacked Couronne for the final battle of the war. Once we broke through the walls and entered the city, the slaughter began. Heroes, spells, cavalry, cannons, both sides were throwing everything at each other. Thousands of men died, until finally we killed Leon and the Bretonnians broke. The Empire had won! The Bretonnians were no more. After this great victory, Elspeth stayed in Altdorf, where she was crowned as the new empress. Balthazar Gelt, for his giant contribution to this war, was given Couronne, to rule it as her new lord. and Boris Thoughtbringer was named the new protector of Certosa. The world was finally at peace.